Hello lovely people and welcome back to Grow with Keeley. Today's episode is for the person who feels like everybody else is ahead of them. The one who feels like they should have achieved more by now. The one questioning their own timeline, comparing themselves constantly and wondering if they're falling behind in life. And if that's you today, I just want you to pause for a moment and hear this clearly. You are not failing because your journey looks different to somebody else's. And honestly, so many people quietly feel this way too. I personally think that one of the biggest reasons people feel behind is because we've been taught that life has a timeline. By a certain age, we should have the career, have the confidence, have the relationship, have the money, and have life figured out generally. But real life doesn't work like that. Real life isn't an easy walk in the park, because real life includes heartbreak, healing, burnout, grief, trauma, anxiety, survival mode, and even starting again. Some people are trying to build dreams while also trying to emotionally survive at the same time, and that changes everything. Just because someone looks ahead internally doesn't mean they feel fulfilled internally. Some people look successful online while privately struggling. So please stop measuring your worth only through visible achievement, because your value as a person was never meant to depend on productivity. Now I want you to take a moment to answer these questions in your head or even write them down if it helps. Have I been putting pressure on myself to follow somebody else's timeline? What expectations am I carrying that might not even truly belong to me? And finally, if comparison disappeared for just a day, how would I feel about my own progress? Remember to be honest here. Many people who feel behind are actually exhausted. Especially people who've spent years coping, carrying everyone else, people-pleasing, surviving emotionally, hiding how overwhelmed they really are. Survival mode changes people. When your nervous system has been stuck in stress for a long time, motivation becomes harder, confidence drops, rest feels uncomfortable, your brain becomes overwhelmed, and small tasks feel heavy. So if progress feels slower for you right now, please understand there may actually be a reason for that. You are not lazy, you are not weak, you are not broken. You may simply be emotionally tired, and tired people deserve compassion too. I also want you to ask yourself, have I been surviving more than living lately? What signs of burnout or emotional exhaustion have I been ignoring? What would being kinder to myself actually look like this week? Sometimes we think growth only counts when it looks impressive, but growth also looks like setting boundaries, resting without the guilt, asking for help, trying again, saying no, getting through difficult days, and learning who you are again. Not all growth is loud. Some of the strongest people are rebuilding themselves quietly behind the scenes. And honestly, that still counts. You do not need to rush your healing to prove you're making progress. Some flowers bloom later than others, but never makes them less beautiful. I now want you to try saying this gentle affirmation with me. I am allowed to grow at my own pace. My journey does not need to look like anyone else's to still matter. I have not missed my chance. I am still becoming who I'm meant to be. Now let's say that again. I am allowed to grow at my own pace. My journey does not need to look like anyone else's to still matter. I have not missed my chance. I'm still becoming who I'm meant to be. Sometimes people panic because life hasn't happened in the way that they imagined. But delayed does not mean denied. Your current chapter is not your final chapter. And some people discover themselves later, some people restart later, and some people heal later. And that is okay. There is no age limit on becoming confident, finding your peace, changing direction, chasing your dreams, or even starting again. And maybe right now, your job is not to have everything figured out. Maybe your job right now is simply to keep going, to rest, to heal slowly, to stop comparing, to believe your life still has purpose. Because it does. Now I want you to answer these questions to yourself. What am I unfairly criticizing myself for? What progress have I made emotionally that I rarely acknowledge? What would happen if I stop seeing myself as behind and start seeing myself as growing? So if today you feel behind, I want you to remember this. You are not running out of time. You are not less valuable because your journey has taken longer. And you are allowed to become who you were meant to be slowly. Here are some gentle reminders before you go. Small steps still count. Rest is productive too. You are allowed to outgrow old versions of yourself. And healing is not a race. You are not alone. You are not broken. You are growing. Thank you for spending this time with me today. And if this episode resonated with you, feel free to share it with somebody else who may need the reminder that they are not behind in life. You can find me over on Facebook and Instagram at Safe to Grow with Keeley. Until next time, please remember, your journey does not need to look like anyone else's to still matter.